Good. Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I want to say thank you to all of you for coming this morning. This is Madam Gifty Brown, the CEO of Think Cummings Movement, both local and international. There are several concerns from supporters of Mr. Alex Cummings. All of us have raised concerns with respect to results that are coming out for our political leader. Evidence are clear. Some of our people are raising serious concerns, and this even our CEO got her own, experience with respect to uh, the electoral process. So, Madam Brown, the press.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I'm here to address the press on several issues on the just ended October 10 election. From my observation, from the preliminary results that is coming out from the news, it is alarming and it's very concerning. And I think coming accelerate here, as the gentleman just told the press, I came to address several issues. The preliminary result has the potentiality, especially the body language of the news boss. It has the potentiality of inciting violence. So it raised concern for me as a team coming accelerate executive. So I've come to let the press know that this issue should be handled with care. There were no law inciting that voters should not carry their cell phone or the ID card to vote. The terror photo that's coming out from Mavera Police Center, it tell me that my team, my salary, they came out in the tents to vote for Cummings, but most of those polling places are reporting 2, 3. That's concerning. I myself, where I voted, family member, extended family member, reported 0. That tell me that I, Gifty Brown, who had a salary that raised tens of thousands to vote for Cummings, that tell me that I too did not vote for Cummings. That is alarming. So I all Liberians in the opposition community to stand up, not to incite violence, but to stand up for what is right. This election, it is very important. The security of this country is at stake. I'm concerned about Liberia's future. So they should not be taken lightly. We are waiting for NIST to give the final result, but the preliminary result that is coming out, it is alarming. Me, as a team member, I'm not happy with what is unfolding. Because there is no way that I can run the major political party election, and then the result is coming, and it's not, the math is not adding up. I don't think that we will sit quiet and just allow it. Throughout this election, let the government account for one violence that my political leader incited during this process. Not once. So I'm asking the contrary next. Provoke us now with the Cummings team. Do not provoke us, because we are educated people. We also are Liberian, and we participated in this election, and we take this election very serious. Liberia is all that we got. We want to remain peaceful. We want to remain kind. But in the same token, do not provoke our needs, because the body language, I repeat, that is coming from needs. The evidence. It's at the potential to incite violence. Some of us, we know how to read body language. It have been, 4, 5 days now since the election. At first, the result that were coming up, we saw some shift. Say yesterday there have been a major shift in the result. Because of that, there is security and light right now in the country. We are not here to instill fear into our people. We had a peaceful election. We want a peaceful result. So Liberians, I caution you, political leader, opposition leader, take conscience, but do not just sit silent. Speak to your people. I've come to address the press to let them know that we are staying in the country. We are all Liberians. There were other foreigners who are staying in the country who came to observe our election. So I'm telling the press right now, the body language and the preliminary result from the NIST, it had the potential to incite violence. But I'm urging all political leaders, opposition community, to take conscious, not to buy into what is happening right now, but we are paying attention very keenly. We want peace, no less than peace. But in the absence of peace, we don't want trouble. I'm not saying that we're going to incite trouble, but we are here to observe the moment. But the Liberian people are anxious. And the more you keep our people anxious, the more they start thinking otherwise. We don't want anything that will take us back to the dark place. We as Liberians, we know what we bent. Election had the potential to take country back to war. I'm not saying we're going to fight war yet. So that's why I want us to take conscious. I want to caution the next to take conscious that the country future is at stake. And my country future, I'm afraid for the future of Liberia. The future of Liberia is sitting in the valley as I speak. So I speak my authority as a celebrity here, not a political leader. I was not on the ballot, but I campaign for a better future for this country. So I want Liberians to stay calm and applaud all of us. So far, so good. We are doing great. But if you look in the atmosphere right now, Liberians are conscious. They are sitting now on a certainty. Something is just not adding up. The math is not adding up. I can tell you that, gentlemen of the price, as you have come, we are observing this election very keenly. Our movement, my movement, call on all Liberians to stand up and resist unpatriotic elements who action and utterance continue to incite violence in our community. That is unacceptable, and we will not sit quiet about that. So I've come to speak to the press. The coming movement believe that such deliberate act of the preliminary result that is coming up, it has the potential to incite violence. Because, like I say on the street here, nobody's stupid here. We voted in the tents. There are places we voted, we expect results to add up, but the result is not adding up. Are you telling me that my people did not come to vote for the leader? We did. Nobody had us to come, but we vote willing it. So the mass should be able to add up because people voted. When the political party lost election, they lost it with grace. When you run a political campaign, you know where you will be precisely. You know their first, second place to be. There is no way that my team, our name is not even on the air based on the preliminary result that is coming up. We are not just people that just came yesterday to run campaign. We have been here 6 years. We ran campaign prior to the 6 years. So if you look at our campaign from 2017 to now, we have been vigilant, we have been proactive. So why the preliminary results are not adding up? Something is not right. The math is not adding up. So I've come to speak in my capacity as think coming movement that the preliminary result that is coming up is alarming. And we are paying key attention. But we don't want violence. We are going to wait the process to play out. But I'm cautioning this boss to be very conscious because we are watching the process and we're going to wait to see the end result. And we are in country, we are waiting as peaceful citizens. Like I said, I challenge the government to prove me wrong wherever that think Cummings or the entire Cummings campaign has incited violence, any place, anywhere. But provoke our needs. For us being silent does not mean that we are cowards, but we are observing the process. We want to know where this will end all, and then our political leader will make a statement. But as things coming as a celebrity here, I choose to speak to the media so that they will know that we are not just quiet. Our quietness does not mean that we are cowards, but we are paying attention. So I want to tell this press, thank you for coming. This is my concern, and I choose to address it in my capacity as Think Coming CEO. I thank you for coming. Any other question you can ask me?
Yes. Please, you can now ask your questions.
Thank you, madam. My name is Matthias Labindi from Sky FM and TV Channel 6.
Okay.
You spoke on a number of issues and things which are concerning. Everyone will want to raise these concerns that you're raising, going into a place and participating in a process. Unfortunately, not seeing what you expect to see. People may want to find out or even maybe argue that perhaps the people enter the hall, the NEC earlier warned that nobody should walk in there with a cell phone, when you enter to vote. How then do you confirm that in the 10s and 20s and 30s or 40s you enter in these areas to vote, that these people actually cast their ballots for the CPP. That's one, madam. Okay. Secondly, you talking about calmness. People are staying calm and think absolutely Liberians are concerned about the peace of this country. I don't think anyone is currently thinking about instilling violence in this country, except for those folks that can make statements, utterances that have the propensity to, take this country backwards. What action are you indirectly insinuating when you mention that we are staying calm? Our calmness is not an act of cowardice. What action take should this not be addressed by the National Elections Commission, given that maybe folks will say, okay, the NEC will say, okay, you know what, this is what you got from the polling, from the voting process. What justification would you provide?
I myself said them before the price. I went to a polling center where I voted. Forget about the people entering the polling center. I said, celebrate here. Who campaigned for my political leader? You are telling me directly that I too did not vote. So that alone, I could take that as an evidence. Because I know that my people voted. Because family members, extended member, even the devil has followers. So if the devil followers would say they will follow, they will stand for you. So all of us as human beings, we have friends and followers. So it's just too many discrepancy and irregularity from my own polling center that made me to even raise the alarm that I will vote a particular polling center member, that their livelihood depend on me, that I educate them the importance of this education, that the result will count, that my political leader will get 0 at that polling center. That is alarming. That is a question I need to answer. And I can challenge you to that because I'm not only speaking. I just told you that I have evidence in my possession. So that's one, if I may answer that question. Now, then we go back to being calm. We want the peace of the country. But I tell people, Liberia, we always say peace, peace, peace. Liberia, if we want to be real to ourselves, just because the gun is silent, that does not mean that we are at peace. People are actually hungry in this country. A hungry man is an angry man. I must applaud my citizens for being just hungry and be calm. I'm going to give it to them 100%. Because when you keep the people, when you subject your citizens to this kind of level of hunger, that alone has the potential for violence. Because that's human rights issue. So I must applaud my people for that. So I wanted to stay calm in the process, but not tell what the people could do. Because this election, they were hoping for a better result. No matter which way it shifts, we just want a fair and a transparent result. That's what our conscience needs. Whichever way it falls, the people themselves will answer to that call. When I'm conscious them to remain calm as they are. But honestly, that's why I can speak to that.
I'm Thomas Kochu-Rolak. I'm quest to know where exactly did you go to vote?
I voted in Magibi. I can't give you the district right now based on high profile information I'm giving you. Maybe we may get to that and we may address it. Maybe my case alone may go to another level, just our own case.
When you went to vote, how many people did you carry to vote?
I carry over 50 people. Like I said, the devil is a half follower. I carry 50 members of my family that are educated, depend on me. Their livelihood depend on me. There is no way they could have entered in the voting pool and not vote for me. They could have changed because we are human. They could have, so. But I'm speaking for myself, just I alone, because there is no way anybody could have pursued me not to vote for my political leader. Because that's the only reason that I came to vote. So if my vote did not count, then something was wrong. So that's
what are you sensing?
I'm sensing that there's too much irregularity in the preliminary result that is coming. That is what I'm sensing. There is too much irregularity in the preliminary result. I can speak for that without fear or favor.
Well, my name is Yanti Togba, report for OKF and OKTV. There are folks who believe in the country that when you talk about the major political parties, you talk about the Unity Party, the CDC, the CPP as a whole, that's been running campaigns since the start of campaign up to this time.
Correct.
And NEC has been giving provisional results with regards to what is happening across the country.
Correct.
And all of a sudden, there's a name that's keep popping up as per the preliminary result. Provisional results have been announced at NEC. One Edward Appleton. And many people think that that name seemed to be a very screen, especially knowing full well his work that he did across the country. Are you concerned about that, especially with yesterday when Mr. Cummings claimed that maybe perhaps come from Maryland County and Mr. Appleton is accruing more votes within Maryland County? Are you concerned?
I'm very concerned because throughout the same time, I'm very concerned throughout the process. Like I said, when you run political campaign, you will be first player, second player, third player. This Appleton name, I must say I took serious concern to the name because the name keep coming up. There is no way that this name can just trap in the preliminary result for nowhere. I'm not saying the guy was not on the ballot, but we are all human beings. You have to run the campaign before you get followers. Where did this gentleman run this campaign? I didn't hear his name. I just got to know his name. Like I'll go back to one street talk. Forgive me. Nobody's stupid here. That's the language I heard from Liberia, and I will take it back to the United States where I reside. So this Appleton name that is popping up, boy, like you saw, the third runner in this race. How is that? We are major political party. We are nowhere in any of the places that they're calling this guy name. How is that possible? You voted as well. You live in this country. Where did this guy campaign? Who was running his campaign? Did he just run underground campaign out of a sudden that he need to just be on the air throughout, especially yesterday? So I'm very concerned about this guy name. How did he run this campaign? Where went wrong? So those are the things that we are concerned about. So this is why I called the press conference, because there is too many irregularity that is coming with a preliminary result that is coming for next. That actually raises a concern. And if anybody is observing like I'm observing, we all should be concerned. Who is this Appleton guy? Who was his campaign manager? Who ran his campaign? Where did he come from? So I'm very much concerned.
Okay, so we'll take one last question from Women Voices.
I'm G.Ben Johnson. I write for the Women Voices newspaper.
Okay.
Giving your surety on your vote,
Yeah.
are you in any way insinuating or call for recount?
Most likely so, because if nobody vote count, my vote must count. Because every vote counts. So the fact that I voted for my political leader, my vote must count. Like the gentleman asked me very well that how many people did I carry to vote? Let me go back to the scripture, because quite often we LeBron will say we're a Christian country. The book of Jeremiah said the heart of the man is desperately with her mother to the voting booth because her out of fear, because her livelihood depends on me. She could change her mind. That is her right. That is her constitutional right to vote for who she want to vote for. All that day was to convince her to vote for my political leader. But at that last hour, if she entered the voting booth and she chose to vote for anybody, I cannot speak for that. But I am speaking for myself, because there is no way I could have been persuaded to go in the voting booth, not to vote for my political leader. That is no way, shape, or form. So our challenge, I alone, my one vote. My vote will not be enough to make my political leader to win, but my vote must stand, because every vote counts. So that is why I'm insinuating that there is a irregularity into the preliminary result that is coming. That alone raises alarm for me. Because if I take 10 people to a particular place to vote, and only 2 people is accounting for voting for CPP, something in the chest, the math is not just adding up. It is not a small, it is not a little political party. The political party has been on the scene for 6 years. We run campaign vigorously. We were on the national radio. We were in the trenches. We were in villages. In fact, we traveled all through our 16 counties. So for God's sake, we must have some kind of preliminary result that will give us some satisfaction that, okay, even though the people rejected us, but at least those who were for our fall, like I said, the devil is to have followers. There is no way the devil follower can get trapped there in the midst of the battlefield. That is just not possible. We're human, we don't get beat. People don't get cheated. So the preliminary result that is coming in, it is alarming. And like I said, I go back to the body language of the news post. It had the potential to incite violence. I say so. I may not be a body science person, but I can see her body language. Something is just I don't know. That is my prime view, and that is what I speak of, and I stand by what I speak, and without fear or favor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for watching.
Let me take a picture.